Good evening, dear friends. The life of a modern person is tough. It's not easy to spend 8 or even 10 hours a day sitting, but our bodies adapt. The process of evolution continues, but now it's going in a slightly different direction. Because we spend so much time in what's called a sitting position, our spine, muscles, and joints adapt to this posture. But because of this, we also lose a certain range of motion and the ability to move in a more optimal way. So, friends, here we see a person sitting on a chair. In this position, his pelvis position changes. In a sitting position, the pelvis position changes. The iliopsoas muscle shortens. This muscle is extremely important for stabilizing the lumbar spine. Here it is located inside. It's paired on the right and left, and it's quite large and substantial. And if this muscle doesn't work well, the stabilization of the lumbar spine is disrupted, creating conditions for injury to the intervertebral discs, the formation of hernias, and the development of arthrosis in the intervertebral joints. Nerves and nerve roots that run next to this muscle can also get pinched, and some even pass directly through it. And due to the tension in this muscle, these nerves will become irritated. With prolonged sitting, the muscle loses its ability to stretch. Its flexibility is needed when we walk. Normally, during a step, it allows the thigh to move backward at the hip joint without changing the position of the pelvis. But if this muscle becomes short and doesn't allow itself to stretch, then the pelvis starts to turn along with the leg during a step. That is, it doesn't stay in a neutral position, but the leg starts to pull it along, and it changes its position like this. And at the same time, the muscles in the lower back here become excessively tense, and the gluteus maximus muscle doesn't contract well enough. It also starts to weaken. The distance here decreases, right here. It decreases.
Hi guys. The doctor recommended me a great blood pressure monitor. Easy to use at home, accurate, and reliable.
The diameter or width, what is it? The radius of this intervertebral foramen here, where the nerve exits. The fifth lumbar nerve, the root, when the position of the pelvis changes like this, it moves back, and you see it starts to get compressed right here. The openings become smaller, and the fourth root also often gets compressed. These two, when the pelvis shifts like this, we shouldn't allow this to happen. We need to fight against it and prevent such situations, because in addition to back pain, the development of herniated intervertebral discs and various degenerative spinal diseases, this can even lead to weakness in the leg in the future. Pain and weakness in the leg can occur due to nerve compression, as well as various disorders, not only in the muscles but also in the blood vessels. Even because innervation is disrupted, the tone of the blood vessels is also not regulated as it should be. Blood flow in and out is impaired. The next negative consequence of prolonged sitting is innervation. This is a change in the position of the scapula. Since we sit and our arms are usually resting on the table, the position of the scapula changes. It is constantly in a forward position and gradually moves downward, and it becomes normal for us to have our arm positioned with the elbow turned out to the side and the scapula shifted forward. This creates tension in the levator scapulae muscle, which gradually weakens, as do the muscles between the shoulder blades. These are the rhomboid muscle and the middle and lower trapezius. We develop this kind of posture, and here, besides the fact that our lung capacity decreases, we can't inhale or exhale properly, and our vital lung capacity goes down. Also, in this position, our muscles get shortened. The suboccipital muscles right here and the distance between the first vertebra and the occiput, as well as between the first and second vertebrae, decreases. Right here, where the vertebral artery and vein pass, all of this also starts to get compressed, disrupting the blood flow to and from the head and the brain. The occipital nerve also gets compressed. When it gets irritated, we get headaches with you. And this is all just because we have to sit for a very long time. So just the very act of sitting itself provokes all these issues. But I can tell you more about what else happens if that's not enough for you. The scalene muscles will also shorten here. There are 3 anterior, middle and posterior. There's also a group of nerves that passes between them, which goes to the arm. When these nerves are compressed, it causes weakness in the arm. You pick up an object, but you can't hold it, it falls. You can't pour tea to drink, even pain in the arm can also occur. So, friends, that's how it is. Subtitles. Should something be done about this? And for that, we will do a few exercises together. So friends, in order to eliminate the shortening of the pectoralis minor muscle, pochidi, eplech, and return the shoulder to its original position, eplech, we need to find a doorway that matches your shoulder width. Place your hands out to the sides like this, roughly at elbow level. Lean on your hands, put one leg forward, move forward, and your shoulder blades come together in the back. This is the movement. As you move forward with your hands, you support yourself, and your shoulder blades come together in the back. In the front, the chest muscle starts to stretch. Put one leg forward and the other back. Do 10 repetitions with one leg in front. Move forward. The muscle stretches, hold it, then relax. 10 times on one side, 10 times on the other side. And for the second position, place your hand so that your elbow is at shoulder width and about shoulder height. Also shift forward and stretch like this. You can also stretch the chest muscles, the pectoralis major and pectoralis minor, one arm at a time. Again, you place your arm, but here you turn a little to the side. When you feel the stretch, hold it for 2 or 3 seconds, relax, stretch again, relax, and this allows the shoulder to turn back here again, making these muscles the right length again.
Hi guys. The doctor recommended me a great blood pressure monitor. Easy to use at home, accurate and reliable.
And in order to keep the shoulder blade in this position, we need to tone the lower trapezius. To do this, take a resistance band, secure it in the correct opening at the top, right here, and stretch it. And from this position, try to bring the lower corners of the shoulder blades together in the final position. Then do the reverse movement. Pull and try to bring the lower edges of the shoulder blades as close together as possible, so they are as close to each other as possible. Hold for a second or two in this position and then return, relax. Here, at the moment when, as much as possible, you pull the band toward yourself, spread your arms out a bit so that your wrist is in line with your elbow, or even a little outward roughly. So this is the position you should have. This way it's even better for you. Your shoulder blade corners come together in this position. Here, you do 2 or 3 sets, about 10 repetitions each. Pull for a second, hold, relax. Pull, hold, relax. And after these 2 exercises, stretching the pectoralis minor and training the lower trapezius, notice how your shoulder will turn in the right direction where it should be. It will stretch. When the leg moves back here, like this, at this angle, one of the basic ways to stretch, it is by stretching near a wall. You stand facing the wall, put one leg forward, the other back on the toe, and then push your hips toward the wall like this. Try to keep your leg straight. Right here, if you feel the stretch here on the front of your thigh, that means everything is good, you're doing it right. If you want to make the stretch a bit stronger, put your leg further forward, hold on with your hands, but don't arch your back too much. A little forward. It's even better to lean forward so your lower back doesn't get too tense. And move your knee forward. This will also stretch your iliopsoas muscle right here in the front. You can, if you feel tension in your lower back, you can lean forward even more. Increase the distance right here between your legs. And by moving your knee forward, you shift your weight a little, and you'll also feel a stretch in the front of your thigh. Here's another option. You can stretch it together with the quadriceps muscle. Here, you take some kind of cushion or do it on something soft. It's better. Put your knee like this, put it on this cushion. Just like that. And here you do a similar movement. Push your hips forward a little and use your hands at the same time. It's better to hold on to something for balance. Place your front foot in a comfortable position and shift your weight in this direction forward. And here you'll feel more of a stretch in your thigh. That's good too. The front of your thigh will also get stretched. Tense the muscle, wait a little. Relax, tense, relax. If you feel your lower back tensing up during this, lean forward. You shouldn't feel any tension in your lower back here. And do the same movement on one side, then on the other side. The most important thing here is to put something soft under your knee. In this position, you're stretching not so much the iliopsoas muscle, but the quadriceps, the front of your thigh. Why do you need to do this? When these two muscles become shortened, your stride gets shorter. After stretching these muscles, you can check by walking a bit. You'll notice that your movement becomes freer. And you already reduce the risk of developing hip joint osteoarthritis. Friends, the first thing someone with a sedentary lifestyle should do is release life's grip. Second, you need to tense your glutes a little. There are many different exercises, but for you it's better to do easier ones so you don't strain yourself too much and can rest again more quickly. So after you've stretched, for example, after you've worked on your iliopsoas muscle like this, you don't even have to leave the table. There, where you were leaning, put your hands, and in this position, lift your leg like this and lower it. Here, it's better to lift not strictly backward, but a little, you see, at a 45-degree angle over here, like this. And this way, you'll get both the gluteus maximus working, and at the same time the gluteus medius muscle will be engaged. And in this position you do 10 movements on one leg, 10 movements on the other leg, and repeat for 3-4 sets. And this way you've already brought a bit of tone to your gluteal muscle, which had completely forgotten how to work, because all day you sit on it, not even letting blood flow there from constant compression. The muscle loses its tone from this, but here you tone it a bit, which helps. And third, let's go over these muscles here in the front, the chest muscles. Of course, this constant position when our hands are doing something in front of us. It shortens chest muscles and weakens those between the shoulder blades. And there are these different rollers that you can use to massage and work out these muscles. Look, there are different ways to do this. You can use a ball to massage precisely, or you can use rollers like these. So, you take a roller, Place it on the chest muscle area like this and work it out in this way. You can work the muscles quite well this way. Well, this is mainly for this method of working out the chest muscles is suitable for men here. That you can stretch it. There are also these smaller rollers to be continued. You also take it here, place it on your chest muscle and work it out. Which two spexta, left and right, like this. Two spexta. You roll out the chest muscle itself on both sides. You can do this. If you find a painful area, stay there a bit longer. After that, it's good to stretch the muscle. You can do this in a doorway or you can do it in a corner. So you stand here, right in the corner, put one leg forward and shift your weight forward. Your shoulder blades come together in the back. The muscles stretch here in this position. And in this position, the muscle is stretched. It's stretched in the front. The shoulder blades come together in the back. Then you relax. Stretch it out and repeat for several sets.
Hi guys. The doctor recommended me a great blood pressure monitor. Easy to use at home, accurate, and reliable.
Well, friends, that's the set. Exercises. If you do them all at once from time to time, you'll feel that it's more fun. It turns out you can live, and you should. Well then, go ahead, get started quickly, do all this stuff, and then we'll see each other again until the next show.